And we are live.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you're all well. The boys did another early start. This is the new Monday.
Dawn Patrol.
Yeah, the Dawn Patrol is the new Monday.
That's twice now.
2 videos done by the time we go live. That's the future.
It is a great feeling. It's just like, in terms of a day's progression,
Yeah.
it makes more sense.
Just it's so much better for the productivity of the day that we get to this point where we do the live and we're more than halfway through our day.
Correct.
This is the midway
We've accomplished just over half the day.
Yeah, it's great. It is great.
We're
excited. We're glad to be back in our Monday slot. Last week was a
are.
little Wednesday slot. Hope you guys enjoyed a little preview of the Mississauga store and
Fireside.
little fireside. Loved that. Where's the sofa?
I know. That was comfortable.
I know.
I was texted Lindsay. I said, "Show your office."
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting on. You know how many people want to buy that couch? Send your
the
purchase
orders
orders to my fiance.
Exactly. Yeah, we've done 2 good videos already.
Yes.
We've done the first in our series of our little mini series on the best training aids in golf.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was the way we start our day.
Smart ball.
Yeah, the Tour Striker Smart Ball, which we love.
The preview. We do love.
We do love it. And we then started another little mini series,
I liked this little idea.
which will be building the ultimate set of irons. And does that involve one iron from the same brand? Does that involve long, mid, and short irons from different brands?
Yes.
It can be different lengths. It can be different grip sizes, swing weights. It can be anything imaginable to make the ultimate set of irons.
Yes. Performance only. That's the
Yeah.
only, as you said in the video, performance is the only, you said performance is the only, like, thing to pay attention to,
Yeah,
basically.
so our only focus is
Yeah.
to make this perform the absolute best that they can.
So the first video in the series was actually just looking at my set of irons, because it kind of needed to look anyway,
Yeah.
and how they progress and how your loft gapping might change, how something with a little bit more pop on the foreiron might be
Yeah.
good for someone, or whatever the combination. So 3-4 videos maybe in the series, maybe
I
more,
think so.
Maybe more.
I mean, if we end up going down an interesting path with it, it may lead to more conversation. We may
Yeah,
build
true.
different sets, because what we ended up, not to give it away, but
Yeah.
we talked about maybe building 3 long irons to test against Matty's 6, 5, and 4.
Right.
Maybe 3 short irons to go against the gap wedge, pitch and wedge, and 9 iron.
Yes.
I mean, I just think conceptually that makes so
cool.
much sense.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a bunch of this stuff coming. I know TaylorMade is building, they may have already done it, like a triple combo set for
They
both
are.
of
I
us.
spoke to Graham last night, and
that's another-
they're getting dropped off this week.
To be honest, that might be part of the series. Actually, it's
That'll
a
be
perfect part of the series.
perfect
I know.
for
I know
that.
they wanted us to do it for outdoor testing, but I think, to be honest, 1, this is more valuable, the concept you've come up with, and 2, the weather's gone to crap.
I know, it's gone cold. We like it indoors.
I don't like to be cold.
We like our cold comforts.
Well, it's just like the data is what we need. I mean, I can give you anecdotal stuff on the course, but the data is more important.
Indeed.
What else is going on?
What else is going on in the world?
Anything else exciting?
We've cut a few golf balls open this morning.
Behold, the new
The ball cutter. Beware, man.
courtesy of Amazon.
The ball cutter's here. So we have.
Behold, should we cut one live?
I would honestly, I'd get so much pleasure.
Okay, Ian's doing this. Ian's going to cut open a tour response, which I thought was one of the more interesting looking innards.
Well, I mean,
Of all
just
the innards.
we were kind of looking at them this morning, discussing that if they are 2 4-piece golf balls,
Yeah.
and not all, we think of it here, there's a 4-piece ball and there's a 4-piece ball. Clearly, not all 4-piece balls are created equally.
What's the difference in the third layer?
Second, yeah.
Second layer?
Yeah, there'd be third layer. You're right. So
But second from the middle. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's that? A chrome
very
soft on
different.
your left?
Yeah, chrome soft. That was actually a
Brand new.
triple track, brand new, and a clear golf ball.
Yeah. Which the clear is also has more the same amount of components, but just completely different. I guess
layer,
diameters. Yeah, really cool. All right, you need to do this. So
Look at this thing.
it's a little scary. So you kind of everyone's seen
Give it
this.
a little ratchet.
So get it to that point, and obviously keep your fingers clear, but kind of give it one of those.
Give
And
it
then
one of
until you get a
those.
little bit of pressure,
Jesus,
watch
this is
that finger.
live.
Watch that finger. Watch that
Oh,
finger.
hold on. Move it a little off center.
Getting bold, eh? Okay. Now just
right.
a little pressure.
Oh, he's in.
There you go. You're good. And just keep going until it will just fall apart.
There's the wee noise.
Satisfying, isn't it? Ooh, crispy.
All righty.
Just watch your. Actually, the best thing to do from there is just
let it
release
release it.
the whole thing.
Oh.
You don't hurt yourself. Where'd it go?
There she is.
Yep, split it. There you go.
Hello.
It's cool, the tour response.
Tour response.
So the outer core, or the core's huge.
So it's interesting. I wonder if I can peel some of this cover here.
It is so thin.
It is so
paper
thin. Guys, this is probably a lot more enjoyable for us than it is for you right now. But this is
we're enjoying
the
ourselves.
cover on this is so
It's
freaking
crazy.
thin.
I'm trying to think. What's another really good?
Bandit, my foreskin is hurt. It's so funny.
Honestly, you probably could use it for that. Yeah, the difference between these two and cover, you can't see
Insane.
the cover on that, and you can. This is an RB Tour
Yeah.
Mizuno, and there you can see
Look,
quite a bit.
look. What do you think in terms of, the Quantix cover is what 4 or 5 times thicker than the Tour Response?
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Then that's micro thin.
Really cool. So it shows you how, with that construction, this ball can still spin. I mean, obviously, we're not claiming that we're first with this. We're probably last, but I don't care. We're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
And it will be part of the ball test from now on. We'll
Absolutely.
cut them open and take a gander. Again, we know it's not our idea, but we're
Yeah.
doing it.
Very, very cool.
I was excited. That's what Amazon had to offer me today. This weekend.
You love an Amazon purchase.
I make no apologies. I love Amazon. I know they may not be the best company at times, but my God, I love that website.
I saw this little meme last night, and it was like people on Amazon during quarantine, and it was the House of Commons in the UK of the guy who basically keeps order. I forget his name, and all it is just like him going order, order, order. That's
Orders
everyone
everywhere.
at home
Yeah.
on their Amazon accounts.
That's
exactly.
me, Thursday through Saturday night, just pop, 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 pop.
Order.
It's therapeutic.
So good.
All right.
So good. All right, let's get into some.
Shall we dive?
Let's dive in there. Any word on
Take
George?
that one, yeah. G-Box.
The G-Box. So, no word from George, although he did share the post.
He did, but Cam's got one. We have one to test.
Cammy has one, lost somewhere in the move between his he just moved into a new apartment.
If he doesn't find it, we have 2 or 3 offers to send us one.
He gave the game away, and he said, when my mum was packing up my room to go to the new house, I said, when your mum packed it for you.
Yeah, you lost me there.
That's hilarious.
Can't be blaming your mom for losing stuff.
Too
Completely throwing him under the bus on live.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
Let's dive in there.
Let's do it, dude. I'm going to go back up to the top. I believe there were there was one early, right? Wasn't there?
There was early on, up at the very, very top. I got it right there, I think.
Oh, you do. Perfect. From H.
H.
The letter H.
Would like to do a combo set of the new 921 Forged and Tours. You're not alone. But the Tours are much weaker, it seems, in terms of loft suggestions. Yeah, I mean, you can sort of meet in the middle with, depending on what you need, right? You can meet in the middle, you can weaken one and strengthen one and kind of have minimal effect to the offset and bounce, the look of the clubs. It just really depends what you need. Do you need them to be more of the stronger lofted forged? And if you do, then you'll have to put up with a little bit of a different look and performance to the Tours.
2 degrees?
2 degrees.
So that's not terrible.
Not crazy.
I mean, if they were 4 degrees apart, you might be like, nah, don't do that.
No, exactly.
He's got the code, it's okay.
Oh, is it?
Or that's not
Is
Luke.
it Luke? I don't know if it's Luke.
Who is that? Unannounced guess.
You good?
All right.
It's Luke.
Oh, it's fast. All right, Christian. Christian currently plays C-taper 120s in his 785s. Wedge shaft recommendation. Not a super heavy loader, just like a lot of stability. Okay. So what wedge shafts for Christian? No, I'm good, buddy. Yeah, thanks, Bob.
I mean, staying in the KBS range, you could certainly go with some Tours, or even S-taper. S-taper being the kind of combination of a C-taper and a KBS Tour. So you're kind of straying towards the Tour, but not all the way. So could blend really nicely, and the weight progressions are similar. You could also test Wedge Flex S200s, just slightly heavier than the C-taper with a softer feel.
Gotcha.
So you might find, is it Christian?
Christian.
You might find, Christian, that the stock wedge shafts work really well for you. Just be a little mindful, depending on what company you do test with. Like Callaway, for example, their wedge shaft is 115. Ping is a little bit light as well, like it's 118. So
that's their stock, whatever it's called.
Yeah, their stock the stock shaft in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll head down to the bottom.
Yeah, please. Quick one from Zachary here. Zachary's asking about thoughts on building a 43-degree higher loft heavy driver to replace the 3-wood as a T-only club. So basically a hot 3-wood versus a driver. Now, I know he's talking about a driver, but this is a mini driver conversation.
It's a mini driver conversation. I honestly think, Zachary, that basically nowadays that's what we are talking about with the 3-wood. I mean, it really is the case. They're so hot.
Especially like a sim or something like
Yeah.
that is a little mini driver if you
Definitely.
want it to be, right?
Little TSI 3.
He's better off going down that route than the Frankenstein driver head.
I think so. I
agree with
think
you.
those things are they just need to. It's so good. Brian LaRoche, our buddy down in Jacksonville, was doing his Q&A on a Sunday, and he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, I noticed that about him, which is good.
Which is
It's
great.
just like, no, don't do that.
And somebody asked him about a mini driver, and he just went off.
Did he really?
He's like, those things just need to F off. And he literally
Just
said,
forget it, yeah.
just forget it. Like,
Yeah.
stop bringing it out the closet every 5 years and trying to rebrand it. Just get away.
They didn't sell any.
Yeah, I think that's.
I mean,
I
was
said
it
that to
was
him.
it
I said,
cool and
"Fair
fun to
enough."
test? But I agree with you.
Yeah.
No one bought one.
No. I honestly think if you go through the fitting process properly, you can achieve all the things that you want a mini driver to help you with. You can achieve that
Remember
in
you
a
saying
fit.
that to me when they came in.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like Ronnie.
I
Like,
know.
yeah, Ronnie kind of used it, but you fit him for a ping.
And it was
It's just better.
light years
It was
better,
longer and
wasn't it?
yeah. No,
Definitely.
it's great.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Dave Hurley, 285-yard carry,
That's a good one, eh?
spin 2800, launch 15 degrees. Would you advise a low spin golf ball to get the spin down? This is a really good one because
So good.
this is always where you make the decision as to how do you get the you're saying how do you get the spin down. Reality is you need the kind of launch and spin to come down a little bit because you're carrying at 285, which means you're fast. So your velocity is high, your spin rate's high, your launch angle's high. So they don't all need to be high as we manage those numbers. So really what you need is a lower lofted golf club or a lower dynamic loft situation at impact. So sure, you may want to go with something that is a little bit lower spin off the driver. So maybe you go Pro V1, and it will launch a little bit lower as well. And with your speed, it's probably going to stay high enough. We never saw a big drop off in Pro V1 speed versus Pro V1X.
Agree.
So Dave, probably that type of situation would be good. But the first thing I would look at is getting the loft down, then seeing where you can go. So the fact that your launch and spin are high, we pull both of those things down slightly. Your ball speed goes up, your launch angle goes down, and your spin rate goes down. The ball flight just optimizes.
He's the easy fit situation because
Very easy
everything
fit.
is one direction. You don't have to pull
Exactly.
apart.
Launch and spin are very tied together so that you
Right.
do one thing, you bring all of those in line.
So he's the easiest
He's
one.
the
Just
easy
loft
fit.
down.
The difficult thing is when you have the 8-degree launch with a 3400 spin.
Yeah, then what
Those
do you
are
do?
the hard things. So
Right.
how do you go about trying to get the launch up and the spin down? Really, that becomes a swing conversation.
Yes.
Okay, this is why you're doing that,
So
etc.
Dave's probably swinging really nicely
Yeah.
and just needs less loft.
Yeah.
This is a perfect tack on. I know you can get this in 2 seconds. Jason should grab a TP5X,
Yeah.
leave his iron shafts alone.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Worst case, half a degree off his irons or something?
Yeah, lower spin iron shaft. I mean, Jason, the Tour, I take it that's Tour issue X100.
Yeah.
It's not going to produce the lowest spin, but you can see with the amount of play, it's the most played shaft on the PGA Tour. It's certainly by no means crazy high. So there's lots of different ways you can get that down. If you may remember, the shaft is not there to create spin. It's not there for that. That's not the role of it. It's not the purpose. It's a stabilizer. It will produce energy. It will contribute towards your timing, all those sorts of things. So if you feel like you swing those great and they provide you a great balance, look at the other things around the spin rate that can create at the golf ball, the loft and the golf club, all those sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. You good if I grab one?
Yeah.
Those are good questions.
Those are very good, yeah.
Important stuff for people to know. Okay, from
busy this morning.
It is good. Oh boy. Oh no, there's Christian there. Okay. I am back. Okay. This is good. This is just a special thanks to our pal Chris Kendall. He asked Chris where to get his irons guys chromed and refinished. Chris looked into it and got right back to him. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I hope those look good.
Kendall's a good man.
I tell you, that's like I sent you that putter that I saw got refinished.
Oh, that's wild.
Like honestly, that stuff is really cool.
I know.
I might do something with that over the winter. Maybe if I actually pick a putter and just use it.
Yeah.
Get something fancy on there.
Definitely.
Sexy.
And I think the only thing to be mindful of for people when you see a transformation like that, the only way they can do that is by basically taking the weight down significantly. Right, so that's that. Yeah, so when you kind of sandblast and do all those treatments, effectively you have to take it down to whatever the little dent's in. You have to strip the head down to the bottom of those
to
those
remove
dents.
the dents.
Yeah.
But are they re-adding material?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how do you get the weight back?
So it's very dependent on the putter you've got. So in that particular example, it had the two Scotty weights in the bottom.
You just up the weight.
So I remember looking, they were 215s. So you would want to take the pre-finish head weight and then the post head
really
weight
cool.
and then add the weight back in to
I would
make
never
sure
have thought
you're
of
not
that.
dealing with that.
I assumed they were recoating it to a point where that
Like with a thicker layer almost and then kind of finish it.
what
Yeah.
I assumed. That's good to know. So if you're getting stuff refinished, be mindful of the weight.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'll take this from Gareth really quick. Neither, Gareth. How's neither? Grab you. How's neither?
The champ, that's what he's going
Give
under.
me something
The
else.
champ.
Give me a break. Go for it.
Marcus still plays the Nike Vapor Pro combo irons. What are the biggest disadvantage in doing so? Is it time to upgrade? Been looking at TMP 790 or 770. Right, Marcus,
Different set.
Nike Vapor Pro combo was really nice if you hit it middle to slightly low of center. The minute you hit that club above the CG, it was miserable. If your ball was sitting up, and so there was so much mass down there. Like if you flip the club around, you'd see that little black sort of plate on the back of it.
I'm just gonna pull up a photo.
Yeah,
Of it.
and
How do you remember that?
if just remember, I remember just so distinctly hitting some shots slightly high in the club and just
Such a great little nugget.
yeah. So
Oh, sorry.
so go vapor. Yeah.
Vapor, right? You said vapor?
Yeah. So if you hit it on the mass, it sounded and felt great. You had great performance.
Those.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I had Victory Red Pro Combo in my
Yeah.
mind. So these babies.
That's it. And even
eBay. It's a bit steep.
definitely steep.
Oh
Yeah, so that
that's
particular
not helpful,
one.
but anyway, Vapor Pro Combo. Okay, so I'm with you. So there's
So
too
if
much
you hit
weight
it,
down
if you
there.
hit it down and they're great. If you hit and because the V sat like that,
Yeah.
right? It should have almost been the other way.
Oh,
The
geez.
V should have sat higher, so
Yes.
that if the strike straight up the
Yeah,
head,
everyone else
slightly-
was doing exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
All the new irons are diamond in the center.
Yep. Like think of that Mura 501. So that was a miserable golf club if you hit it in the middle of the head.
That's amazing. So to answer Marcus's question, yes, maybe some new irons.
Definitely look at.
I don't often hear you say something like that about a player's iron where you're just
Yeah.
like, listen, there's some major design issues.
Yeah.
If he was like, I have Titleist CBs, he probably would have been like, well,
Yeah.
not the most forgiving, but whatever. But that sounds like there's a,
There was a
design problem.
a design flaw
That's great.
in that one.
well,
So,
Marcus, treat yourself.
Yeah, definitely
to
treat
something
yourself, my man. 790, 770s, both great. 921 forged, have a look at something like that.
Absolutely.
Really,
T100s
really
would
nice.
even be better,
T100,
yeah.
100Ss, again, in that same ballpark.
New
Marcus,
Strixons.
but
We would love to test those eventually, but new Strixons.
yep, we'll get testing those very soon, hopefully.
We're going to be the last people to test Ping and Strixon. We're going to be the last.
I don't know why that is.
I'm getting tired of it.
We're getting no love.
I keep seeing videos on it. It's like, give me a break.
I know.
We're all of the same world. It's a global economy.
That's right. We moved to the UK.
I know, seriously. No, we need to move to Asia for those.
Yeah.
Okay, from Ed. Ed says, afternoon chaps, I use the Project X 6.0 plus 1.5 inches in my irons.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Wedge shaft. Can I try this one? What should he
Go
use
for
in
it.
his...
Absolutely.
So he needs potentially more weight but softer. So would he go S400? Or is that too heavy? Does he go S200? Or can he soft step 6.5s. Is that an option?
So the problem Ed has is obviously the weight,
length,
the
right?
weight incurred by the length. So I would probably be inclined to go with LZ.
I forgot about LZ.
Sort of, either 6.0 or 6.5 soft step.
Perfect.
One of the two. Just a little jump in weight.
Perfect.
I think LZ would be nice.
Good. All right. Perfect advice. This is good. We were kind of just talking about this morning about, so True Spec signed Kevin Chappell. We're just kind of talking a couple questions about that, which we thought it was really cool to see kind of a brand agnostic player in there. I'm not sure how that works for tour support, but anyway, really cool to see. Bryce is asking, who would be your dream player to fit on tour?
I mean, obviously other than Tiger.
Yeah, but the funny thing with Tiger is, I know we want to meet Tiger just because he's been everyone's idol as a kid, but is Tiger the most fittable person? Because he's so particular. I don't think you'd have that much fun fitting him.
I think we could just get into some conversations about his nuances and feel. And Tiger isn't the most technically minded player in terms of his equipment and stuff like that. So I think with a player who can give you a level of description that is so much more in detail and depth than anyone else.
That's true.
You can really then dig into your toolbox and go, okay, so if you feel that and you want to feel this and you want it to look like that, here's some ways we can go about it. And you give him some few different thoughts on it. I think you could have a whole lot of fun
pretty damn interesting.
with someone like Tiger, and really give him the value in that, he needs someone on her. I'm not by no means saying, but he needs to work with people who are somewhat have an IQ that matches his golf IQ, his
100%.
playing IQ.
Yes.
So he needs to be doing that with people, and he has them at TaylorMade with Keith Subarbro and Adrian and those guys, and Trotty obviously, who have phenomenal golf IQ from an equipment standpoint. But you'd have to match Tiger on that level. That's why his trust level, and someone like Mike Taylor, he's like, that's my guy. Right, because I don't see that everywhere.
He gets me, kind of thing. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So it would be Tiger for sure.
Bryce, it's Tiger. Right.
I'm just looking up the weight of a shaft for a question I just saw.
No worries. I'll start this one in the meantime. So from CJ, he says, when do you think a player needs an X Flex? I swing between 110 and 115, but have a quick tempo. Yeah. S is wrong for you, CJ. Is that fair to say? 110 to 115, quick tempo, and he's hitting pull draws. Chances are an X Flex is in his wheelhouse.
For sure.
Perfect.
For sure.
Doubt removed for you, CJ.
Yeah. Now, where did I...
A couple people said that this might be the same one that Rick Shields has.
Oh, really? Beautiful.
If that's the case, then we picked the right one.
My man Ross Danaher's asking, Ian, what is the final shaft weight of an S200 in a 5660 Volky SMA?
What a question.
Gracias, dogs.
You're welcome in advance.
Ross, we are looking at, so I'd sent you the recommendation on the TZW. TZW weighs 128 grams. S200 weighs 127 grams. So really by the time they're cut, they'll be in the 122 gram range by the time they're cut to length and installed, so right in that. So really you could use either one of those two shafts if you want to stay steel. I mean, I know you didn't love that wedge shaft, so maybe you do want to jump up a little bit in weight and go up to something like an S4, but
Perfect.
There's lots.
Perfect. For you, Ross.
For you, my man.
Just putting the old pause on questions for now. We'll see where we get to.
Yep.
It's nice and busy, which is great.
Busy. Lots going on.
All right. I had one ready from... Oh boy, yeah, it is busy. Okay, yeah. If you haven't asked a question yet, just hang on for now. Let's get a little bit caught up. Okay, from Tate. Can too much lead shaft deflection on irons cause a pull hook? Okay, fit into 950.
No.
Going left. Yeah, it doesn't sound right, does it?
No. It wouldn't be likely to cause a pull hook. It might not sort of, I mean, lead deflection isn't really going to influence too much head rotation. If you're in too much lead deflection, remember you're also in a 3D sense, you have downward deflection as well. So it's not unless the shaft is particularly weak in one plane, but if it's in lead deflection, it's also going to be in droop.
Right.
The more it's in droop, the more it tilts the face to the right, and you're going to probably offset the amount of any form of closure with a little bit of downward deflection, pointing the face right. So
Makes sense.
I would say no to that one.
Plus, you're delivering extra loft, if anything, right? And loft will help you with the hook. Okay.
Definitely.
So that's probably the wrong tree to bark up there, Tate.
Shane Lambert, Ian got me set up for a new driver. Thanks. No,
Nice.
thank you, Shane. Now looking for wedges. Can I expect a bigger improvement in my scoring with new wedges versus a driver?
Question.
That's a great question. I think the likelihood is new wedges being obviously plural, being you're going to hit significantly more shots with your wedges in the course of a round than you are with your driver. I still think as a single club, the driver for me carries the most weight because it's the one you start off or most holes with and set off on the right foot or the wrong foot. You're either playing offense or defense. So I think now that you're sorted with the driver, Shane, and the driver's performing well, I would definitely focus on the wedges. That's what I always say to people. I like to go, obviously driver and putter are very important to bookend the hole. Start with one, finish with one, but other than that, focus on those wedges, get those wedges really performing well.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is quick from Hollywood. You saw those new Callaway Cb Wedges, little rumor photos. See those?
I didn't see those.
I'll show you later. Yeah,
I did
it's
not
very
see those.
early.
I saw the new irons.
Yeah, there were some leaked photos. Again, we're not going to share these because they were leaked, but little CB wedge. Interesting. I don't think it's hollow, but it's cavity.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely a growing segment.
Might be my gap wedge.
I mean, how good you hit those how good you hit those CBX2?
Well, that's what I was saying to you. I'm almost thinking like, I kind of wish Mizuno would make that S18 again, but like I would do a little mini cavity on my gap wedge. Why not? From George. Someone that tends to fade the ball benefit from the SimD driver. Hell yeah.
Amen, my man. Amen.
You love that, don't you? You love that SimMax D.
I love that SimMax D. I
One of
do
your
so
faves.
many of those. So many. Do you see the amount of times I've sold the demo this year?
Oh, that keeps happening.
Oh man, it keeps happening. Like every time somebody and it's out of stock for 6 weeks, and they're like, "Can I just buy the demo?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, because I mean, you're doing them a favor in a way, but it's like they don't want to play 6 weeks of golf.
Yeah.
Knowing what could be.
Yep.
Okay, George, that's a no-brainer. One more that I think we'll go back to.
Okay.
From David. David is 104 driver swing speed, aggressive tempo on the shorter side. Okay. 6.0 in the irons, accurate TZ6 counterbalance. Interesting. What flex and weight in a G400 head? So he's asking M465 maybe tipped based on all this stuff. Seems like a good pairing, eh? G400 in that? It's a nice little.
For sure. For sure.
M4 is like stiff-ish.
Yeah. M4s, they're stiff. I think from a tipping perspective, I would probably go half-inch. You can maybe straight into 3/4 inch, knowing that the head weight is heavier.
With this, so M465 is good.
Yeah.
And tip it half-inch.
I would say half-inch if you're looking for standard sort of performance. And if you win the club builder weighs it, if it's in the kind of 207, 208 range, you may want to go an extra 1/4 inch just to stabilize.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. For you, David. All
right. For you, my man.
To you.
Let's see where we are.
Yeah, grab any one of those up there.
Yeah. I saw a T100 one. Oh. Is a T100S more forgiving than a T100?
Interesting question.
Very interesting question. I wouldn't say it would be significantly noticeable. In certain people's hands, we saw a really interesting thing, and we talked about in the video, we done the comparison of T100S and T100, that there was extra tungsten used in the T100S. Okay. And then it was in the toe, and it actually caused a little bit more downward deflection in the toe. And I have seen I've seen other testers, and I'm not saying that the way we does it better. We just do it our way, and it's different.
No, I think we do.
But no one else has picked up on that.
No.
Primarily because no one else is actually looking at what is distinctly different in the delivery characteristics.
Yes.
They're very worried about the ball speed, the launch, and the spin. So the output but not as worried about the input that caused the output.
100%.
So I think you have to be mindful of both of those things.
That was probably one of your better little sneaky finds, I thought. Like,
That was a sneaky one, wasn't
When we
it?
did that video,
Yeah.
you know, and you brought that up, I was like, holy
I know.
crap, that's something.
It shocked the both of us.
But it's just great, because then you talk about what is forgiveness. Well, if you hook the ball, then that toe weight is forgiveness. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a different style of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I owe Neil a xylophone, and it's my pleasure. It's actually a glockenspiel. Let's not get into the semantics of it. For you, my friend. Listen,
Welcome.
if I
Welcome.
forget anyone, please.
Let us know. We're happy to play.
I only
this out.
forget by pure,
glockenspiel.
like, yeah, I want it. It's, I like to be reminded.
What did we used to do the DJ air horn for?
Just to irritate people, I think.
Just because we liked it?
We did it once, and I had the volume up, and people were like, please never do that again.
Stay good.
And so I did it again.
Too good. Guys, little FYI on some recent testing we've been doing. I know we're not allowed to kind of show our testing, but we've been doing some testing in-house, not with Matty yet, but with the TSI woods.
Oh, yeah, I'm curious about
They
this.
are so good.
Really?
They're so good.
I thought the visual test was good. I took a look at them.
Visually pleasing.
Yeah. So you're impressed so far?
Really impressed.
Fitting bay, like people have tested it?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we've had it in people's hands and done some sneaky testing with it.
Luke, it is, yeah.
It is.
You getting the tea? What's
On
wrong?
the Starbucks run. What a man. What a man.
What a beauty.
Let's put it out for all to see. Luke is the man.
Oh, you beauty.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the tea.
World class.
If he gets this,
Let's do a colour
if he gets
test.
this right, he's got a job for life.
Ooh, it's close.
Okay, they were bad
It's
news,
close.
No
They
pastries.
didn't have, they had pastries, but they didn't have chocolate.
That's okay. That's why they're
Did it
receptive.
have a chocolate croissant?
2 bananas and 1 regular croissant. You
What
guys
kind of
pick
Starbucks is that?
You beauty. Take whatever you want. You deserve
one.
first choice.
They're all warm as well.
Thanks, buddy. All right, well, we'll save this for after the live, because otherwise I'll stop taking questions, because I'll just be eating banana bread. Oh, that's in the way. Thanks, buddy. All right. Yeah, I'm stoked for that. So today is the 5th. We're going to film with TSI next Monday.
Yeah.
So pay attention for little sneaky previews.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, the
Wow.
15th of October, you will, honestly, thanks, buddy. The 15th will be like a TSI flood. We're going to release like 5 videos a day.
Yeah. We've got a lot coming up in the next little while.
Oh, so good.
We're going to have delivered this week. The Tiger wedges are being delivered this week.
Ooh, that's going to be nice.
DHY and SimUDI are going to be delivered for more
Yes.
testing. We have a set of Haywood blades to not only test but give away. We are going to do a giveaway. What?
Just the look on your, I just saw the time delay. You getting your tea is just like, that's what pure joy looks like. You guys want to know what pure joy looks like? It's Ian
So
making
good.
tea.
So good.
Yeah, so the next couple of weeks are hot.
Bryce is asking, Matty, is that a whoop?
It is.
Team whoop.
Team Whoop. You know what I want is a new strap. Mine's getting a little faded.
Yeah.
My Whoop number was good. How about you this morning?
Honestly, the last 2 weeks, my whoop has been unreal.
I'm so happy to hear that.
It's been kind of 85 and up for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was
basically.
89 this morning. I was like,
So good.
so you could, the boys are trending upwards.
We are.
All right, from Matthew. I can smell that banana bread and it's driving me wild. Okay, for a smooth,
Tea is really good. Look, really good.
that's a true testament. Right there. For a smooth, fast swinger, so the 92 miles an hour on the 7-iron, which is quite quick, what difference would you expect going from 130 grams down to 114,
Yeah.
keeping everything else the same? Any chance you can test the tuned putter shaft from Patterson? I think we did, Matthew.
We have.
So take a gander. It's called no grip putter shaft or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But to the first part of your question, basically dropping 16 grams at that swing speed.
Yeah. I think it could very well lead to some timing issues, some consistency issues. 114's that's light at that speed. Obviously, depends how you go about creating that speed. Are you more of a plane changer? Are you a little bit more aggressive in the load? Things like that. And if you are, then certainly the lighter's not going to help. If you're somebody who does it through just great sequence and timing, and maybe the lighter shaft gives you what you want, but
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely at that speed. I'd like to see you 120 or above.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a less crazy jump, right?
Yeah.
All right, from Norman.
Guys, just an FYI, I know we've talked a lot about Autoflex over the last couple of weeks, and probably on social media, a lot of you who have DM'd us directly. We have an order from Autoflex coming in. Originally, it was an order of 10 shafts. That wasn't going to cut it.
Nope.
We have a wait list right now that's sitting at about 30 people. We probably will probably get about 30. I think 35 was my last request.
Nice.
If you guys want, if anyone out there wants an Autoflex, can't get one, we are going to get a shipment of them. We will be making up a sort of online fitting sheet where you can give us some information. We'll give you feedback on it so we can get you into the right one, make sure we have the right sleeve, make sure we're taking into account the head weights and all that sort of stuff.
I love that. That's exactly what we talked about.
Yeah.
You're like, don't just buy it sight unseen.
Don't do
some
that.
advice.
And let us do that. And obviously, it's a significant investment, so we're more than happy to participate in a little online fit with the people who get it. But let us know by emailing your details to info@txg.ca, and we will get you on the list for that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. I think that's exactly the kind of thing that I had in mind. It was just what you said. All right, Norman.
Yeah.
Norman's having a hard time feeling the club head in his longer irons. Would a heavier swing weight in the longer irons help him with that?
Yeah, it would definitely be something to try, Norman.
Lead tape action?
Yeah, a little lead tape action for sure. It might be looking at something like, a set like AMT, so something that's progressive. So the shaft weight being a bit lighter in the long irons helps you feel the head a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, AMT, the weight that we do so well with starts at 112 grams in the 4 iron, goes to 115 in the 5, 118 in the 6, and progresses all the way up. So really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sugar and spice. I had one from someone that I want to. Here it is. Neil's asking about his gapping session. He has cast ping S55s and a ping gorge wedge. He struggled to bend them. Is that normal?
Yes. Normal for ping. Ping are not all that focused on. What they've designed is the little notch in the heel of the club, so you can bend it somewhat, but it's going to be bent using a bar, not using impact on the ground. So their idea is that once the specs are set at what they're set, you're less likely to have a ping move out of spec.
Okay.
So that's a real, in one fashion, obviously a lot of people talk about, it feels nice and soft and this and that. They're very bendable. Well, there's a downside to that.
So true.
Right.
Never even thought of that.
Yeah.
They're so bendable when you hit a shot too.
Exactly.
Good point. Grab one there if you're ready.
Keir Gibson, this is my first live Q&A.
Keir, hello.
Welcome, my man. Hope you're enjoying it. It's pretty loose, pretty light.
We're enjoying it.
We're enjoying it. We always do.
I think if we enjoy it, it's contagious that you'll enjoy it.
That wee tea, we're really enjoying
We
it.
might be on for 4 hours with that tea.
I know. So
You
true.
need a Starbucks sponsorship.
It is so true.
Look at that's funny from Joe. Our pal Joe says pink Autoflex, orange Maverick, green and yellow MCC grip, and you're cooking.
Yeah,
you're cooking all right. You're cooking with gasoline,
Yep.
Joe. That who would like a driver like that? Cam.
He would.
Cam loves a
I know.
highlighter mess.
He really, really does.
Kevin, did you want one or are you okay?
No, you go for it.
Kevin, currently gaming MP25s. Is that a blade?
MP25 was MP25 was a.
I got you.
Have
You
a
read
little
the rest,
candle
I can-
there,
I'll
I'm
pull
trying to
them up
remember.
for
There's
you.
so many different MPs.
I know.
I just done a fit for a guy with MP5s with Jeff.
Oh no, these are like a slot cavity
little
one.
cavity. Yeah.
It's got that undercut thing a little bit. Okay. So he's got those with XP 105 stiff. He hits his shots too high with the 7 iron. 20 launch, 7,000 spin. Change to a more modern iron. Change your golf ball, Kevin. Either or, not the shafts though.
Yep.
Shafts is a bit of a
Chaps.
waste of time.
I mean,
They're old enough that a refit is kind of not out of the question.
it wouldn't be out of the question. Yeah, the specs would be, or the loss would be pretty weak for sure. I wouldn't expect you, Kevin, to change the shafts and be guaranteed a significantly different result. Put it
Gotcha.
that way. I just want to touch on one quickly. That one guy just mentioned pay $10 for a chat and can't get my question
We're
answered.
not there yet.
We're not there yet. We're not done.
You can't get it.
We're not
It's not instant, but we won't miss it.
We're still working through them.
We're not
So
even halfway down. So
Don't worry.
relax.
Yeah.
Okay. Zach Zach said he went for a TSI fitting and he picked up almost 11 yards of carry. That's crazy.
Nice.
Be
Versus a G410.
Be curious if it was ball speed or what it was.
I mean, in all honesty, I would say, you know, that's great, but fairly normal in any fit environment. Like I always
yeah, if you
say,
haven't
like,
been fit, yeah.
you know, 5% is the minimum you should expect to see. 5%
Okay.
gain.
Whether that's accuracy
Yeah.
or yeah.
So, and then I think on the really high end, you might see 10% gain. And 10% would be on the high end. If you're hitting at 300 and you experience a 30-yard gain, you're really cooking.
You're freaking out.
Yeah. So,
Oh, put that up. Heath.
I can't do that on that one. But I could put it up, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Heath. Thanks for the wrist angle draw video. Had bad toe hits, but now much more centered and consistent. Beers on you. Heath, cheers.
You deserve a little
Thank you, pal.
glockenspiel for that.
For you.
Thank
you, pal.
Thank you.
Not necessary, but much appreciated. We will have a beer on you.
Our pal Joe, he needs to start a spin-off tea channel. WITTB.
You should.
What's in the tea bag?
What's in the tea bag? There's coffee YouTube channels. There's tons of them.
I
You could be the. No, you wouldn't be the first.
It wouldn't be a very in-depth channel because it's the same tea
Yeah.
over and over. English breakfast,
It's the
Grande
English-
Venti cup, extra whole milk.
There'd be one episode, but it'd be good.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of Joe, Joe says his G410 LST Nemesis is at 45K and it comes with a D1.5. Would you want a little hot melt to get it up to D4? Nemesis 65X. Maybe just the shaft shouldn't be in there. If you want it that light, eh?
Interesting.
Because it's a bit of a counterintuitive. Like you're using the Nemesis to lighten the swing weight.
Yeah,
but you want the swing weight.
That's so true, isn't it?
Maybe just I don't want him to buy a new shaft if he doesn't have
I
to,
know,
but it kind of sounds like you should to me.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, you could definitely go the hot melt route, bud, but you need to be committed to that head weight at that point. And the fact that it's already such a heavy head weight, I would just hate for the club to become, you know, a kind of a bit of a one-dimensional sledgehammer for you.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Because you change that shaft into something else, and all of a sudden, you know, the significant swing weight difference, it becomes a, you know, D7, D8 Thor's hammer at that point.
Which, I mean, and I've swung those and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. And you need to change because that means you and I aren't using the same
That's
clubs
right.
anymore.
You need a sim and a.
I'll tell you what's in my bag and I'll tell you to purchase accordingly.
Absolutely.
Joe and I have always
You'll purchase accordingly. Yeah.
Joe and I have always played the same stick, so don't leave me now. Don't
stop
desert
now.
me.
You made it this far. From Common Sense, lovely play on words. Thank you for advice last week on his Cobra F9. He went lower T height to eliminate high in the face. Distance was more consistent. Fantastic.
Top.
That's what we love to hear. Glad it worked out.
Zach just followed up with his carry was 294 with his G410 LST, so monster carries moved up to
Ball speed
306.
up 3. Okay.
What a champ.
I'll tell you what, if that happens for me on next Monday.
That's what we seen in our testing with it. We saw some really, really, really quick ball speeds with it.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't know if the specs have been leaked yet of the new of the loft progressions and stuff like that. I won't be the one to leak them, but there's some really good options, especially for the higher swing speed players out there.
The spinny person.
Yeah. Really, really good.
Good. Let me just keep going here.
Yeah, keep firing away.
Patrick is buying a new set of irons and wedges in the spring. He's practicing with a TrackMan all winter. Okay, good. What data can I collect to help guide my next purchase? All of it. TrackMan reports?
Yeah, just not spin. Don't use the spin
That's
worry
fair.
about what your spin is.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything related to spin or spin axis, and especially if you are seeing italicized numbers on there, and it's not always that TrackMan is kind of, you know, misreading that. It needs to have the dot, the little silver dot on there. So you just need to maybe just have, you know, whether it's one of the pros at your club come and look at the numbers with you and just make sure that they match up your delivery numbers, Patrick. But yeah, just be a little careful.
Perfect. Little speed round?
Yeah.
From Andres, today.
Yes.
Yeah, a little sneaky video for Ian today. You'll see the XS Pro.
Yep.
Well, you won't see it today, but we're filming it today.
Yeah, love it.
Dennis loves his new U500 3-iron, not surprised. Has her smoke black, okay. Likes the 6.0 in his irons. Shaft idea for this is exactly what you were talking about. How funny is this?
I know.
So basically a transitional shaft in the 4-iron.
Yep.
What do you think?
You could do a lovely little Mitsubishi MMT 105 in there.
Perfect.
Right, so you're going 92, 105 into 120 in the Project X. Yeah, yeah. So a little 105 in there. Maybe even, if you don't want to go graphite, you could stay steel and go Nippon 105 perhaps.
Love it. Love it. That ties into our video this week on irons. Jonathan took a lesson. He fades it hard with the irons, but the instructor tried to get me to draw the entire lesson. Wasn't really pleased. Is this viable training? Well, if your fade was an issue, or you're overfading, or you're steep, or the face was open, then he's not crazy to have you work in the other direction.
Yeah, Jonathan. I mean, probably sometimes you've got to try, in order to try and neutralize someone. You've got to kind of flip the concepts a little bit.
Yeah,
you have to try and encourage the face to do the opposite of what it's doing. So the fader, the hard fader, generally, because the ball goes to the right, well, they shuffle over to aiming to the left.
Yes.
They start aiming left and swinging across their body. So they're swinging across, and they already have a fade pattern to the swing anyway, and that's the player who becomes the kind of the chop slicer. Probably what your instructor's trying to do is get you away from those tendencies, get you squared up, get the club head trailing the handle a little bit, and get the face to close over a touch. Remember, go back to the wrist angles, and they're very influential in getting that face to close over. But I don't think his concept is wrong or leading you down the wrong path.
He may just be giving you the simplified version. If he makes you hit a draw, it's going to neutralize you. And what do you see?
The guy golfs is asking, can I call my slice a power fade?
Yes.
No.
Oh!
That's the best. I'm against power fades and butter cuts.
You're against him.
I'm against them. You're just trying to dress up something that's not very good and
lipstick on a pig.
Lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Oh, it's my power fade. All right.
But if I'm
230, would you rather it went 280?
Yeah, exactly.
Was an actual power something.
That's what I say to friends of mine that are 8 beers deep and struggling. You're hitting a power fade.
Yeah, I know.
You're doing fine.
That's it. The butter cut is the implied notion that you're trying to hit something that is a soft cut.
Yes.
No. Unless you're trying to feather in a wee kind of short iron.
Hold on. Speaking of the feather, for you, pal.
Feather it in.
How many emojis have we inspired in the last 9 months?
Good.
From Diego.
It's good.
What a name. Diego's asking about the C-taper light stiff iron shafts, half or quarter inch shorter that he got fit for. His driver swing speed's 115. Any thoughts?
Ooh.
It doesn't sound.
C-taper light stiff. That's a light shaft, and you're going short.
Sounds like a zero.
Yeah. You need
That's
to
what we
you
need.
need to get out of those.
I'm gonna make this. So if someone's fit is bad or like we don't support it, I'm gonna get a soundboard. Zero.
Can you make a
I think
custom
so.
sound?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you just add one from a file.
I just want like
need to
10 Z's. Zero.
And also an emoji to match. Okay, you heard it here first. Upcoming zero for the channel. So for Diego, no. C-taper light is a bad move.
Bad choice.
C-taper standard?
Potentially, yep. I would maybe even go S-tape. I would like to see a little S-taper in there. Potentially even get into something like, something that's a little bit on the heavier side, whether that's a Modus 130S, whether that's a S300, something like that where you start with a little bit more static weight, so when you cut it, it still retains the balance.
Smashing.
Guys, just as an FYI, I'm still, because I know where we're at in the supers.
Yes.
Please don't add any more supers, because we won't get to any more. We still have a lot of supers to get to over the next
and a sprinkling of some
10,
other questions.
15 minutes.
Hey. Good live though. Good live.
Really good live. Tons of questions.
Just gonna get as many as we possibly can. All right. Oh, a pooch with sunglasses on.
Hello, Pooch.
Okay, heading off to a driver fit in the UK. Sadly, not TXG yet, unless plans to come over. Not yet, but soon.
Soon.
Any advice before I go? Yes, we do. Our advice is to look at 2 videos, 2 of the better videos that we've done. Set composition and how to get the best out of your fit. Those are 2 different videos, but I'd watch both of them.
Yeah, definitely watch those. We've toyed with breaking those down into their own videos, haven't we? How to prepare for the
individual
driver fit,
fits.
how to prepare for your iron fit.
Yeah.
Of all the data that you get,
will, right?
I think I definitely think those are of good value. And guys, let us know if you'd like to see that, a video on specifically what to look for if you're going for a driver fit, the type of things that you should look for, and irons and even wedges, the type of questions to ask, the data to try and get. The unfortunate thing is, and I was talking to April about this yesterday, she went for a fitting for 2 new TaylorMade P7 Mcs. The problem is, so many companies now are locking the data that you get, so you literally can't get. They won't even give you the club data.
What?
Yeah, they're locking the software so she's like, can I get this report, and so I can
take it home,
take it home and read it. And April owns a COD, so she knows the data and stuff like that. And it's just they don't want people to ask questions that may lead to answers they don't have.
That smells.
Doesn't. I don't like
bad.
it. I don't
Well,
like
you've paid for your session. You've paid for the data. I think
Yeah.
that's crap. If you don't send someone the data, you're being a snake.
Definitely.
A sneaky snake. Sean, I'm literally about to click it. Ready?
Oh, yeah, what a man. Timing.
What current or newer shafts would you say compare to the Aldila Rogue Green Elite
the Elite.
6S? Not just any Rogue Green, the Elite.
I mean, it is still a current shaft. We still have it in the wall. There's the old Rogue Green.
It's not old.
Yeah, still available.
Current and present.
Still on the TXG shaft wall.
What's one other one that he might look at then?
Something along those lines. I mean, trying to keep in that same price point, without going, Ventus Blue, without going into that sort of stuff. I'd give a little F1 Motori a little try.
Smash.
Give that a wee try.
Because it's been a few weeks, shaft peering.
Oh,
Now, Tate is
love
being
it.
very specific, which I appreciate.
Sorry to bring up. Are you sorry though?
I know. No, don't be sorry. It's okay. We haven't talked about it in a while. So you did mention the steel, probably money well spent with certain steel shafts. You mentioned that not every steel shaft, and graphite wood shafts for high quality ones,
Yeah.
probably not. Graphite iron shafts, like something like an MMT, that premium of an iron shaft.
Yeah.
Do you need another $40 splashed in there, or is he probably okay?
I just think when it comes to building a matched set, yes, I would do it. I would invest in it, because the chances of getting those 7 irons, those 7 shafts, built to a really consistent flow, and that's pured, frequency matched, swing weighted, do all those things is another checkpoint. I really think the value in that lies in the match. As I've often said, the one-off club, probably you're not going to see a game-changing level of performance.
I'm with you.
As a match set, though, yes.
Yeah, because you don't want
100%.
7 iron and 4 iron to feel different.
Definitely.
Good, perfect. From 2009 Louis. Not to be confused with 2008 Louis.
Yep. The old version. The new and improved 2009.
The Elite version, perhaps. Okay, driver fit in the UK in November. I'm assuming that's upcoming. Currently playing a Callaway Big Bertha Fusion set on
2016.
draw. Yeah, 2 versions old.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of launch and spin. Goes nowhere.
Louis,
Louis.
you're in. I know this sounds like a bad situation you're in, because your ball's going nowhere.
I know.
It's slow, it's launching, and it's spinning. And really, you're feeling not very good about yourself right now because your driver's not performing.
Right.
The good news is that driver is an absolute stinker. A stinker. Especially if you go
Keep
short
going.
with it.
Don't stop.
It is a stinker. It's a recipe to lose.
So he's made it
yardage.
worse, really.
It's actually the anti-improvement driver. It's if you would like to get worse and hit it shorter,
That bad,
decrease your strokes gained, go ahead and seek out the 16 Big Bertha Fusion. I think I could stand at a street corner and try to give them away, and I would probably get mocked for giving them away.
This is probably your most glowing review I've ever heard you give of something.
Stinking.
That is the hilarious. That's so good.
So the
Anything new is going to be
upside
better.
is,
Yeah, anything new.
wait till you see yourself, the 2020 Louis, never mind the 2009 Louis.
It's true.
The 2020 Louis is going to be world class.
Be
He'll be
unrecognizable.
the envy of his group because he's hitting it. They'll be like, where did you get 40 yards from?
I know.
Why is your ball going through the wind like that?
Is
Why
it
are all
any
these
club?
things happening?
Sim, Maverick, Titleist,
Yes.
Ping. Louis,
Yep.
go for a fit. Anything would be better than that thing. You heard it here first. It sucks. It's no good.
Horrible.
From Thomas Nicholson, got a PVD smoke green 6.5 shaft, I'm
like
assuming.
it.
What shaft would you recommend for his P790 UDI? Oh,
A wee Ventus Black. A wee Ventus Black in there. If you're using that profile and you like it,
10TX, 9TX?
yeah.
One of those two?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thomas, for you. My open mind. Can you recommend a club fitter in Ireland that you know personally or by reputation?
The guys, I know there's a few guys at McGurk's who do a really good job. There are some good guys. Robbie Jackson, our boy Stephen from that works at McGurk's from the contest. Who finished
Oh my God, I have
third.
Stephen Young. Man,
Yeah,
I have
Stephen
a terrible
Young.
memory. That's right.
So
Yeah, that's right.
definitely
Go see Stephen.
both Robbie and Stephen at McGurk's do do
memory.
a great job for you. And I know, I mean, they've shared with us at times that they don't have all the shafts that they would like and stuff like that. There's 4 Golf. Derek Murray at 4 Golf. Although I've not spoke to people who have been there, so I don't know if that's a great experience. But I know Robbie and Stephen will do a nice job for
Perfect. I think it's fantastic advice. Good to have someone in Ireland now.
you. Yeah.
Okay, Vinny. Morning, gents. Would you expect the difference in launch, spin, and height be between the Ventus Blue and Black? Okay, so we can help you with this. We've tested both. The Ventus Blue and the Black. We tested one in a hybrid, one in a driving iron. I mean, the Ventus Black, as you said, is super stiff, that
Super
HB one. I mean, again, this isn't a one-to-one, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, but if I had to guess, the Black is going to knock the ball flight down a little bit versus the Blue. The Blue is a little more on the friendly side in terms of bend.
I would exactly say that. I think you have to be, pretty aggressive with either your load or your overall speed for
the
that
Black.
that Black to be a
To
nice
suit it.
option.
Yeah. Perfect. If you have one, grab it. Otherwise,
There's
I
just a whole lot of recommendations of
perfect.
video ideas. Matty hitting Ian's least favourite drivers of all
Funny.
time. We deserve to see a series
Worst
where
club
Ian fits the worst golf clubs ever made.
It's a good idea.
Funny. Scott's looking forward to the TSI. His TS3's been an incredible drive for him. Yep.
Nice, Scott.
I mean, I think in this a similar fashion to what we kind of saw. Maybe not a similar fashion. I think probably. I think TSI was next level. TS was next level for Titleist,
I'm
wasn't
with
it?
A jump
It was
from their
good.
previous.
It was good.
Right, so it should be a little more incremental.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, from William. William's got a set of G5s and the old Diablo Octane driver. Nice. Would new clubs be noticeably better?
Yes.
That's a long time. 10 plus years?
Absolutely. I know.
Yeah, you're good to go. So William,
Yeah.
we did a couple videos like this and it wasn't as old as your sets. We did 7 to 8 year separation. We did it once with a driver. It was a Ping I-20 versus a G410. We did it another time with irons. It was original AP2s versus T100s. So that span of time, there was a massive difference in every category, forgiveness, speed, everything. And you're talking an extra 5 years. So, I mean, it'd be hard to imagine the answer being anything but yes with a capital.
Definitely.
capital Y.
William, you're a better man than the rest of us who can wait that long
Yeah,
to
you've
try
been
new
patient.
stuff. So
Good for you. But no, I think
get
you've
on
got
out there,
plenty.
play the field, enjoy yourself.
Absolutely, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Had this a few times. Benoit's asking, and yes, it's on my list.
Yep.
Don't worry. Some snappy bucket hats. Maybe I was thinking this time with the bucket hats they should be waterproof. Little waterproof action.
Yes.
And I want to get a waterproof baseball type cap also for sale. Well, I don't know about you, but when I play in the rain, I have good rain gear. Calvin, thank you for that.
Yes, yeah.
But your hat gets soaked. I mean, yes, you have an umbrella, but like then it drips and it gets your head wet. A waterproof baseball cap style hat.
Yeah.
Would you wear that?
No, but I would wear like the waterproof
Okay.
like bucket hat.
That's what I'm saying, so
like
let's get both.
Yes.
Let's get both
I
of
think
those.
that would be unreal.
Because then you choose your you can't play in the pouring rain.
I hate the rain.
And I'm just thinking, I know, but we're eventually going to go back to your homeland a few times.
I know.
We're going to have to play through some crap, let's be honest, because it's mostly crap, as you know. Remember when I talked to you on the phone the other day? It's like 8 degrees and raining. I'm like, oh, is this what it is at home?
Aye, every day.
Every day in the middle of summer? Boof.
Every day.
That's hilarious. Yes. Everyone asking about new TXG logo merchandise. It is probably, aside from editing videos, it's my number 2 priority.
I cannot wait to see this new merch.
Dude, I'm gonna be wearing it head to toe. I'm gonna be wearing it to the grocery store.
Love it. I think It was good. I think Mikey in his Q&A on Sunday, someone's asking like, you know, if you had your choice of whatever clothing you'd like to wear.
I saw that.
And he's just like,
This one.
TXG, our clothing, our logo.
That's how I feel too.
A TXG branded
Absolutely.
logo.
The lads brand. Okay, now from that one guy who was worried about his super chat not getting answered,
There
we're
it is.
answering it.
Here you are.
Okay, G400 LST in 7.5. I'm assuming that's set on minus. Even flow. Yep. Okay. Ball speed 168.
A wee bit shy.
I'm assuming that's TrackMan 118.
Yes.
Driver face finally getting worn out. Seems unlikely.
No, I mean, yes, it won't be, certainly won't, it won't be, it just depends where the leakage is occurring. Is it through spin rate? Is it through, so you're playing the 9-degree, obviously open. It just depends what's going on. Are you presenting heel to it? I would think you're probably losing a little bit of ball speed and have gained a little bit of spin rate. That's normally the little softening to the flight that gives people like, oh, I'm not quite hitting it as far as I used to. I mean, kind of like what I talked to you about earlier on with regards to, I've made a little swing change, and I'm not kind of getting the numbers out my driver that I was earlier in the season. Now I'm probably hitting my driver better as a result, but
Yes, you are.
I still don't really want to give up the yardage when I know I can make some subtle adjustments.
You don't have to give up the
Yeah.
yardage.
Yeah.
You're just subtly changing the style of your fitting. Which for you, that one guy, if we're talking about you, there's going to be a video specifically on this, but chances are you're saying he's probably presenting a bit more loft or change his spin loft, and probably that's leakage coming from launch, not so much the face of the driver, unless it's about to cave in. If anything, it gets faster and then it caves in. So I doubt ball speed's coming from that.
Definitely. Bryce is asking, if you can get me a black or grey TXG sweatsuit, I'd live in it.
So would I.
That would be so good, wouldn't it?
Galvin makes a sweatshirt. I don't know if he makes the pants though.
Do they for men? I know they do one on the ladies'
I
side.
have one, and maybe they don't make it anymore.
Sweatshirt.
Yeah, Johnny gave me one ages ago.
Wow.
Just like a nice warm sweater.
Beautiful.
Nothing's off the table,
Beautiful.
Bryce, although we're going to dip our toes in the water first before we have full sweatsuits.
William, who was debating going for the G5 and the Octane driver fit, saying, thanks for the answer, guys. I've been debating going for fitting for full set. Guess you guys have sold me on doing it. Good. William, stay in touch with the lives once you've had your fit. Let us know how it went, and we'd love to hear how you went and your thoughts on your clubs versus the new golf clubs that are out right now.
Absolutely.
It'd be cool.
Please.
That would be cool.
From the letter H again, are the 921 tours comparable to the P7 Mcs? No, they're more forgiving.
Yeah,
significantly.
I would say so. Slightly bigger head and things like that. So
P7 Mcs are a blade. I don't care what anyone says.
It's true. It's true.
They're a blade with a cavity in it.
Yeah,
It's just they're small. So
very,
I'd flip
very
that
small.
personally.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on. But I think if you're in the same fit and you walked in and asked to try a P7 MC, or you walked in to try a 921 tour, you're most likely going to be handed that other head to try as an option.
Good point. But that's a perfect example of why you go across companies, because there's options between options, whereas you'd go straight to 770 with TaylorMade, and tours sit between those two, I think so.
Exactly. Spud the Fud is asking if he plays the red logo spin milled Vokies. Should I upgrade? Yes. Yeah, those are a few.
Those are old.
Those are several years old now, so you should. Yes.
Do we get this one here? Should I replace my Nike VR Pro cavity irons? The 5-iron has been reshafted and they're 9 years old.
Yes,
VR
you should.
cavity Pro cavity.
Yeah.
He says yes.
The Scarborough man. Yes.
Scarborough.
Oh, Scarborough.
Scarborough.
It's
Maybe
amazing. It's amazing
Scarborough with a
what your
Boston
mind
accent.
wants to see.
Oh, I
isn't
saw
it?
Scarborough.
It is amazing.
Oh, I mean, I grew up in Scarborough. There's a Scarborough in Australia
Oh, really?
that Big Al always sends, post stuff on Instagram. I'm like, that doesn't look like the Scarborough here. It's like on the beach and
I was
there's,
gonna say.
kangaroos running by. I'm like, Maria, that's not what it looks like here.
Oh, dear.
Good. Bryce was asking about the Whoop. Bryce, it is worth it if you're going to train,
Whoop.
if you want to be mindful of your fitness, your lifestyle. It's not just fitness. If you want to be mindful of your, just how you treat your body, then I would say do it. I mean, we spend money on stupid stuff all the time. This is not a stupid thing. I don't think. It's very
Recently, Bryce,
proactive.
I had something that was a situation I was managing recently, and it was stressful, and it was very, very. It took up a lot of my time, and the Whoop differences between pre and post that situation was unbelievable. I mean, just beyond belief. I was actually talking, about it yesterday that as a case study, just a fascinating insight into how we take for granted the things that we're doing in our lives, and we're able just to ride through all those waves, no matter how big the waves are. We can't. Everything we do has energy attached to it. Yes. Some will give you more energy, some will take energy away from you, and ultimately that dictates how we are as beings.
100%.
And
100%.
being able to sort of be aware of that through Whoop and maybe make some subtle adjustments to your lifestyle, whether that's getting more sleep, better hydration, just kind of keeping on top of it. It kind of feels like a morning reset. Okay, I had a bad recovery last night. Today I have to be more mindful of other things.
That's very well said. And it's not just a fitness band, as you said. It is. I find it to be more of like a total life management thing. You're going to see stress in there. You're going to see poor nutrition in there. You're going to see poor hydration in there. You're going to see poor sleep in there. Definitely. You're going to see overtraining, like overexertion in there. Like all of those things are the reason to do it. Yeah. I think that's why so many athletes are doing it, because it's not just like, oh, how was my lifting today? Like that's boring. Like who cares? You can get a Fitbit for that. Not the Fitbit's a bad tool, and it does a lot of the same things. But if you are specifically concerned about the things we just mentioned, I don't know of a better tool right now. And it's also very convenient. Like you don't really have to take it off. You just charge the thing with a little attachment. So anyway, we aren't sponsored by Whoop, but we recommend Whoop. We paid full pop for Whoop, both of us.
And if any of you are interested in Whoop, and this is zero benefit to us and only has benefit to you, which is why I mention it. Andrew Jensen, who has a YouTube channel, is I think at times Andrew has some promo codes on Whoop.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
he has. I didn't know he did that.
He has like a promo code on maybe the monthly subscription, or if you purchase it with a year's subscription, I think you can maybe get 15% off or something like that. Perfect. So if you go to Andrew Jensen's page and he has a promo code, punch that in and you can get a certain percentage off it. I know that Andrew has talked about it.
Yeah, you save a bit of money.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if it's a cost thing, then that helps. I think give it a shot.
Definitely.
If that's the only obstacle.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You would enjoy it.
Agree. From Luis, hopefully I'm saying that right. Luis wants a recommendation for a driver shaft, 95 mile an hour swing, Cobra speed zone, hits a bit of a fade or a buttery
I like
fade.
Luis. No buttercuts.
There's no buttery there. I'll add buttery for you. It has helped when I got my stock Fujikura cut down to 44. Yeah. He's 5'8", so maybe that's more of a comfort thing. What do you like in that sort of situation? A lot of factors, obviously. I would like to make sure the shaft is not counterbalanced. I'd like to make sure that the head weight is heavy enough, because ultimately I think the way that club is playing could actually lead to more issues than it helps. I mean, sure, a lot of people talk about making the golf club shorter will help your dispersion. It depends why the cut is occurring. I mean, there's certain things doing that actually is going to potentially hurt you. The dynamic lie angle is going to play flatter because you're shorter. Yeah, more of a fade. You may have less of a feel for where the head weight is because the swing weight gets reduced. So I just think you need to be so mindful. I don't think going shorter is kind of the fix that a lot of people think that it is. Especially you're totally right. Especially for hitting too much of a fade. All that toe down, steeper stuff makes. You're making it worse, actually. Look at Autoflex last week with you. It's one of the longest clubs we've ever tested you with, and it was the best dispersion we've ever seen with you with the driver. And strike pattern. So you can't. You're right. You can't take these things as hard and fast rules because there's more to it. Yeah. So let's assume for Luis, probably going back to 45 would be nice. Yeah. And then those other things you mentioned. Nice. The 45 will help swing weight anyway? It will, yeah, it will. Yep. Three swing weight points for every half inch of length gain, so it will significantly change the swing weight. Oh yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. A lot. All right, this is an easy one. I know what you're going to say. Swing 7 iron 87 to 89, but driver is 92 to 95. Is that around the correct speed gap? No, it's not. No, Mal, you have a speed leakage when it comes to the driver, so something is stopping you. You should be minimum 10, 12 miles an hour higher. So you should be up around 100 with that driver. Yeah. If you look at the elite players, they are able to separate kind of mid-iron and driver by around 20 miles an hour. Perfect. Yeah. When we're talking about lifting on a pig, Bandit's also added polishing a turd. That's one of my favorites also, Bandit. Polishing a turd. We all do it. Sometimes you just have to polish a turd. We're actually almost caught up. No, we're good. Oh,
I think I did not see any other supers coming in because we were.
We appreciate
control.
everyone's patience with us, but we got it all. We're ready for our closing ceremonies here. Closing remarks.
Closing remarks. Let me just make sure at the back end there's nothing.
Yeah, have a gander.
Brian Roger, your video on wrist angles and knuckles under was a game changer for me. I mean, I've had that, Brian. I've had that same message from so many people. I just think it's a fantastic. If that's what you struggle with, it is a phenomenal kind of concept to try and take to the
Seems
range.
like everyone struggles with that to some degree, without many exceptions. And a few people ask me, like, if I'm working on that, I hit a fade or I want to hit a bit of a fade. I'm like, go for it. Look at DJ, fades every single ball.
I know.
It's not like you have to hit a draw that way.
Yeah, no, so true. We are all caught up and we're ready for lunch.
I'm hungry. Actually, I'm having a little appetizer first, courtesy of our pal Luke. A little banana bread.
Look, what a man.
So we'll have lunch. We are going to take a little gander at Ian's driver. We are going to be testing Callaway Chrome Soft new one plus the triple track.
Yep.
That's going to be happening today also. And then we're going to sprinkle in one last video. Which we'll probably have to discuss.
Let's see, what did we think that was going to be?
Quickly, from Swing It, let me know what your question was and I'll grab it before we leave.
12:30.
Oh, okay. That's right. We should probably get ready for that.
We've got our podcast. First episode of season 3 of the podcast is coming today. So we have CEO and co-founder of Arcos, Sal Said, joining us, which we're excited about.
Gonna be good.
Sal is going to drop an introduction to Arcos that we couldn't do it justice by doing ourselves.
Agreed.
That was the
He'll be great
reason for getting Sal on, and we knew we would have had him on at some point, but it's best for him to introduce his own technology and system, because he will do the best job of that.
Absolutely. No, I think it's going to be great. So speaking of the podcast, we talked about this yesterday. I think we need to make a podcast channel.
Yes.
So I'm just going to do it because it takes 2 seconds.
Let's do it.
Obviously,
Let's
the podcast itself, in terms of the audio version, there's no changes to that. I'm not going to post the podcast, and we're Zoom calling, so you'll be able to watch us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to post that on this channel. I'm going to make a TXG show one. Like, you've seen everyone do it. Long story short, it just isn't good for your YouTube numbers and your algorithm, because, to be honest, you still have to play the game a bit or you get lost in the shuffle. Like, it detracts from your numbers. So basically, 2-hour-long podcast up there, less views, less clicks. We don't want to go through all this stuff because, to be honest with you, it's a bit secondary, but there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah.
We might as well just kind of not shoot ourselves in the foot. So look for a little announcement on that. I'll make a link. And then that way, every time we do a podcast, we'll Zoom call it, unless we're in person.
Yep.
And if we're in person, we'll just film it, kind of like Joe Rogan does. And we'll post it there. And then you'll still get it on Spotify and Apple, as you know.
Without a doubt. Nicholas is asking, where do we listen to the podcast? Spotify?
Apple. To be honest with you, Nicholas, literally every single place that podcasts are released.
SoundCloud? Are we on SoundCloud?
Don't think SoundCloud specifically.
No? Okay.
So
Spotify and Apple Music.
Those are safe, but
or
like
Apple, Apple Music.
Google Podcasts has it.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty much everywhere.
Awesome.
I'm going to take that one from Swing It because I said I would.
Yep.
We don't know anything about Lynx Forged blades, to be honest. Thinking on buying a second set, saw them on eBay pretty cheap. I would imagine they're a set of blades. Like, blades are blades to some degree in terms of, Lynx is a bit of an off-brand, so. But in reality, we've never seen or hit them. So
no. I would say Swing It, have a look also at the Hogan stuff. I mean, if that's the type of head shape that you're looking at, also look at the direct-to-consumer site that Hogan has built. We've obviously tested the Hogan blade and we loved it. We thought it was fantastic. So definitely do that. Alex Eder, is it possible to ship Autoflex outside of Canada? It absolutely is. We would have no problem sending it wherever you live.
Absolutely.
No problem at all. Bryce is asking, any chance of a Encore's vlog before the snow flies?
I don't know, Bryce.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe.
It's a scheduling issue is really what it is. Now we have the second store open. The hard part is matching up, schedules and timing and that sort of thing. Do we do one where it's maybe not the best conditions one day and we get a chance to talk about some other concepts with
a good
related
point.
to ball flight and stuff, maybe that's something that would be good.
Yeah, but it's probably not a top priority. We'll prioritize this stuff
Yeah,
first.
I mean, I was doing the list over the weekend for what we do today, and I kind of made the next 2 weeks topics, which means we have a lot of stuff to
does.
do, which means it's probably less likely. Although I think the weather this week looks
better.
great.
It is better.
Saturday, 22
I
degrees.
know, I saw that. Crazy, eh?
Crazy.
There's one last gasp in there. All right. Well,
Good.
this was, as always, a treat.
This was a beauty. This was a real
Loved it.
beauty.
We
This
were
was about,
on-
what were we, an hour and 15?
Yeah, it was good.
Exactly.
Were you about to say that?
I was just going to say an hour and 15 and
Yeah.
it just turned over.
Fantastic. So, yeah, video every day, podcast on the podcast channel, Friday.
Yes. Okay, so the podcast channel will launch in advance.
I'll do it
of-
this week.
Yeah, beautiful.
Dude, it won't take me long. So, yeah,
Love
let's do it this week.
Yeah, find you find that in
I
9
will
holes,
post it
easy
everywhere.
to fit in. Brian,
True. But not easy to fit in.
not easy to fit in.
It's easy to fit in 9 holes if
Yeah.
you're not filming, posting, and editing it. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I agree.
Sir Sean, this was not a stinker.
Your
That's
rant
why.
about that fusion should be a soundboard of its own. That was hilarious. Hilarious.
We'll find, guys. Maybe think of some other products that have been the best, and I'll give you my honest thoughts. My Brian LaRoche opinion on
Yeah.
on those.
People enjoy that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Take care. Have a great week.
Hmm.
Hopefully you'll enjoy a ton of content coming back at you this week.
Tons.
Tons and tons. I mean, honestly, last night I was contemplating. I was like, is this a 7 video week? Because there was so many things.
Oh, I know.
I was
You could.
literally just going, do we just go every day again for the next few weeks and just come?
I mean, I tell you what, we'll
back at it.
see what we get done today.
I know. It's the beauty of these early starts.
Yes.
It gives us that option.
The day's our oyster, right?
I know.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say, guys, if you don't follow us already, go follow us on Instagram at the official TXG. Go
Posted some
follow
good
us
stuff
on
already
there.
today.
Yeah, Luke's doing phenomenal work. We're actually going to set up with Triple Track beyond our test. We're going to set up a little putting course out and kind of, we have a little putting surface in front of the hitting bays.
Yes,
and
we do.
We're going to open that out because testing Triple Track on a linear putting platform, I mean, it's its own version of Triple Track. There's the kind of
So
perimeter
true.
of the store. There's the straight lines from the putting studio.
That's why I'm good.
Everything's
That's why I'm
linear.
good over there.
Exactly. So I think if we do that out on there and we almost disorientate us from an alignment standpoint, we can see the true value of Triple Track.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I think
look for
that'd
that
be
to be part of the putting course will be in that
Definitely.
video. Sweet.
Go get us on there. Okay, guys, have a phenomenal week. We will see you back next week for the live.
Yes, next Monday.
Take
see
care.
you then.
Bye.